and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something I've never done before, I've never eaten before, and Andy from the Takeaway Boys asked me to do this one. Now he has his own channel, the Manchester Scrap Man, so I will link both the channels in my description box. What is it? Well, I found a recipe for this particular meat that I've never done, which is a beef heart. I will show it you in a minute. Before we get to that, I'm doing an old Irish recipe that I did find online, and it's called Valentine stuffed beef heart. So obviously you're going to need a beef heart, you're going to need onions, you're also going to need rosemary, thyme, oregano, dill, bay leaves, 600 ml of beef stock, 100 ml of red wine or red wine stock. I'm using red wine stock. You'll also need some parsley, some salt and pepper, and butter. So here's a little fun fact for you. When I was looking up this recipe, it gives you the reasons why it's called St. Valentine's stuffed beef heart. Now the herbs that I'm using, rosemary. So rosemary was used in old recipes to bind people together in gentle love. So that's why they use rosemary for this recipe. Thyme symbolises affection. Oregano signifies joy and happiness. Dill was sometimes sprinkled around the house to protect and strengthening an existing love. And the bay leaves represented the glory of love and were used in a bath to attract a soulmate. And the lovelorn could also carry them around in a pocket while they're searching for their soulmate. So that was just a little fun fact that I learned looking up this recipe. So I'm going to show you the beef heart, and then I'm going to prepare it. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I'm not going to do that on camera because I don't want to mess this up. So I'll bring you down. So you see I brought you down and it's in its packaging. Now I did get this in Cork City. I got it from the English market. There is a specialist butcher there that does the old cuts and things. So that is your beef heart. What I'm going to do is trim off the fat, and then I'm going to cut out the ventricle in the middle, and then I'll bring you back and show you what we're to do then. So now that I've done my beef heart, that's what it looks like. No doubt someone probably tell me I've done it wrong, but that's the way I'm doing it. And before I stuff this, I'm going to put this tin foil underneath it just to hold it. So the next step after you've done that is you're going to put some butter in the pan. So that's my butter in, so we're going to let that melt. Now while I'm letting that melt, I'm just going to do my stock cubes so that they're ready. Now that's my stock cube melting. Now you also need breadcrumbs. Now I already did my breadcrumbs. I used 2 slices of bread and I just whizzed them up in my NutriBullet. So, yeah. Now you don't want it on too high because you want to do this kind of a low to medium. I got it on a little too high just to melt the butter. And in that butter we're going to add our diced onions. And yeah, I did chop them up finely this time. And we're going to add 2 bay leaves. 1, 2. And we're just going to cook these onions until they're nice and translucent. Before we add any of the other ingredients. Now if there is any weird recipes you want me to try or different meats that I haven't done that you'd like to see me try, leave it in the comment box. As I said, I've never done this before. I've never even had beef heart before, to be fair. So I'm going to let these cook, and when these are cooked I'll bring you back. Okay, now these have been sweating off for a small while. So now we're going to take these bay leaves out. And we're going to add our seasonings. So you want about 2 tablespoons of each of the teaspoons of each of the herbs. I'm going to give that a nice mix in. You can put less in, you can put more in, it's up to yourself. I will let that cook together for a couple of minutes, just so all those flavours come out. Now, and the next thing you're going to put in is your breadcrumbs. And mix all that together. And that is basically your stuffing made. So you're going to put this into your beef heart. Which is what I'm going to do now. So I'm doing it in my halogen oven, and as I said, I don't really have a big enough place for it, or dish. So now what we're going to do is just add our stuffing. I'm just going to do it this way. And then I'm going to close it up onto its side. It doesn't matter if it falls into the dish. Then I'm going to wrap just the top of it. And then we're going to pour our stock and I'm going to cook that for 3 to 3.5 hours. Now you can see the beef heart is cooked. I'm going to let that rest for a while before cutting, and then we'll give it the dreaded taste test. So now you can see up close, I did it on a bed of mash. As I said, I've never tried this before and I'm really dreading this. Not gonna lie. So I'm going to cut a small piece up. That's what it looks like. That's the horriblest thing I've ever tasted. Definitely won't be doing that again. It is cooked properly. It is soft and tender. I don't like the taste. Well, you never know unless you try. Well, I've given you my heart. Up to you in the comments. Until the next one, I'll catch you later. Goodbye.